great view. Up ahead, of course, there's an artifact that I want to document. And I'll document them as long as I move forward, as long as I'm collecting, it's fine. But some things, you know, that we check out for. And I'm at the rise right now, as we go up there to the mark. And the point that I found is a quartz point. It's very nice, very well made. Looks like a woodland point or something. But I have a whole bag of artifacts that I want to show you. I just have to get them on film, and I document them that way, and then I get my still shots. You know how it goes. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. We're going to get a little join the hunt here for about 2 minutes up here. And as you know, I am, it is well known for me to say that all bets are off that we don't find something live as we go along here. Because I've gotten to know my ancient Indian sites. And I just can't be thankful enough to my buddy, whose property this is. I've known him and his family and his children for 26 years. And, you know, that's always a really nice thing. Nice thing. Because I get the opportunity to check their property out and look to seek and save and make sure that this stuff doesn't get broken up any more than it has to. Oh, I've missed decades and decades. But, you know, if you want to collect, just go ahead and jump on and move forward and do what you can. But, what should I share? I will share some political interest links on every video. I will continue to do that. The reason I say it that way is because, you know, I've even had close friends. I have a friend that I'll call him Man, M-A-N, because I want to keep his name anonymous. And he's a close friend, but upstairs in his head, he's messed up. He's messed up. And I would say that about anyone, and I know. I have a bunch of people probably unsub me, but I don't really care. How could you... you know, I even asked him, you know, how could you be messed up enough to actually vote for Hillary Clinton? A federal criminal. By far, evidence in. Not just one offense, multiple offenses of crime. Probably a unfortunate affair of crime. String of crimes with her and her husband that is second to none, including the mafia. It's disgusting. And so that was a little bit of animosity we had. But, you know, listen, we'd sit down, have some iced tea, we'd talk, we'd do whatever. We'd go golfing. It doesn't matter. I can handle that. I can handle it. Most conservatives, when Barack Obama was voted in the first time, shuddered, were saddened. We're troubled that America would dare elect somebody. They couldn't even check his past. They couldn't even check his pedigree, if you will. No resume. He wasn't even allowed, and here's the point down here. And as I talk about this, he wasn't even allowed to apply for a job at the State Department or the FBI because of his background associations. That aside, we were talking, and he said, you know, I bet you're glad. Look at this. Look at what I've been finding. And we're just going to go through it. He said to me, I bet you're glad that your man's in office. Or are you glad that your man is in office? And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, the first thing that came to mind was, you're sadly mistaken because, look at that indentation there. Because Donald Trump is not anybody's man. He's certainly, when it comes to a conservative, a Republican, or a Democrat, and they all voted en masse for him. That's why he had a landslide win. Why? Because he's no one's man. He's an American man, and he's looking to make this nation great, no matter what people say. Great pottery. And so I was thinking that, and he said that, and I was saddened because, you know, it's a friend, and to hear that kind of misunderstanding, because I don't follow blindly. That's another reason why I know there's many people who didn't vote Democratic Party because they were disgusted with the corruption and the crime. Look at these artifacts. I mean, I had to get them on film and just show you them. This is an incredible piece, and I'm not forgetting anything. So all that aside, you know, when you hear that from a friend, I sort of just put my head down, and I'm sad. because they truly think. And the thing that broke my heart was he said, you know, a true leader is going to unite the people. It's not going to divide the people. And his indication was that Trump was dividing people. And I wondered, you know, I said to him, I said, I guess you're listening to the wrong news. The same news that you listened to before the election that told you hands down Hillary Clinton was going to win. The same lying news. And we could talk that way, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, what a shame. What a deep shame. Because I asked him, and I'll finish with this. I asked him, I said, listen, have you taken time to listen to our president for yourself? Not what some so-called important fancy pants on the news wants to tell you what he said, but have you taken time to listen for yourself? That's a good show of all these artifacts, and they're fantastic. You can see with your eyes that they're a great bunch that I had to get on there. What a great hammerstone, right? Telltale indentation. I still don't know exactly what that must be for a napper. Love it, though. It's just great artifacts. And then there was this one. And so, and he couldn't say yes. He couldn't say yes that he had listened to Donald Trump for himself. Before all the editing, before all the lies. And you know, that's what breaks my heart, you know. But a friend is a friend. And, you know, I don't have a big pity party because my man wasn't in office for 8 years. I mean, that broke my heart that the American people could be so pitiful. But, you know, and if that's somebody out there and I've offended you, forgive me. But listen, you had no earthly idea what Barack Obama was involved in before you elected him. No one did, because he wouldn't share it with anybody. Now that's a sad thing. The same thing was different for Hillary because we knew everything about her and all the crimes that she'd been involved in. So, you know, personality aside, granted, Trump is got a unique personality. I understand it now, and he's probably far more intelligent than people even dare to give him credit for, and that can be proven by the multiple successes that are going on in the nation. The division, unfortunately, as we finish all these artifacts and I get on my rant, get a good angle of all this, the division, that's the point that we found right now. It's a great point. And the nation is actually coming, unfortunately, from the majority of people who voted Democratic, who voted for Hillary, who are having a pity party, or people who didn't even vote at all. What on earth? What on earth? I guess a political video. And I guess it would have been better if these North American Indians, especially when they became historic period Indians, understood more about politics. I doubt it would have helped them. Their passing away is something that was as inevitable as the sun rising tomorrow morning. So from Indian Trace to all of you out there, hope you find.